Hello, Vanessa, the Healthy Gut Nutritionist here. And today, what I wanted to talk about was a topic that I often share with people in clinic, and it's something called dysbiosis. So, you may or may not have heard this term before. The first time I ever heard it was when my daughter got sick. So, if you're thinking, what on earth is dysbiosis? Hang in there because I was in the same boat as you. So, essentially, what I was told, and this is how I see it play up all the time in my clinic, is where there's an overgrown opportunistic bacteria. So we need bacteria in our bodies. They're really powerful for our health. And the thing is that some of them, as part of the microbial community that they exist in, they also create things like short chain fatty acids, which are powerful for our immune system and other things. But the issue is when they become overgrown. So when we've got these opportunistic ones that in the science show us that they're not great for our health when they're in big numbers. And then when we don't have enough of the good or the commensal bacteria, the ones which in again the science we know are very protective for our health, we end up what's called dysbiosis. And it's really when there's a party going on in there and they need us to come in and really bring some control. The issue also happens to be exacerbated for people who end up with leaky gut. And I've done another video on that, so I'll post a link below so you can watch that. If they have candida, if they have IBS, if they have SIBO, if they have Crohn's, if they have celiac, other autoimmune conditions, we see often people really, really suffering with their health. So what I thought I'd do is share with you an example report. So you would have seen this no doubt before in one of my other videos with regards to the poo test. So this is where we look at your microbiome, your gut. And, for this person, so this is where I start on the first page. And for this person, they've got a bit going on. So I don't typically see pathogens on the first page. I'd say probably 1 in 100, 1 in 200 maybe, not many. So for this person, we've got to do some work. They're carrying these C. diffs. How you read this report is it's to the power of 3, so you add 3 zeros. So we want this to be less than 1,000, the 3 zeros, and they've got the 5 zeros on there. So what we've actually got there is 120,000. So if you add the 5 zeros, 120,000. We want them less than 1,000. So we've got some work to do. So definitely this person has got some significant things going on for them. Then where we go to really look at they've got Helicobacter, which, for people who have reflux and heartburn, that needs to be addressed. That hangs out in the stomach. These are the good bugs. Okay, so these are the really, really good bugs. And we can see there's no Akkermansia. There's none. And you can see some of these other ones are really low. So what we've got to work through is there are some pathogens, there's some bacteria. I'll go through the other ones on the next page, are having a party, and we've got to get these guys on board. Akkermansia is one of the most important for health. Same with Faecalibacterium, as well as all of these. That's why they're on here, because there's science suggesting these are very important. But I often see with people with autoimmune and quite significant conditions that they've got none of some of these. So we can build it up. Just another word on this report is resistant weight loss. So I often see people who tell me they're trying everything. They're doing everything and they can't lose weight. And when I look at the filar ratio here, I see that it's quite high. So the higher it is, the harder it is going to be to lose weight, because some of these bacteria love calories and they really, really will extract more calories from your food than you would, you'd be surprised at. So what we've got to try and do, and even more reason to get your gut and your bacteria into balance. So we've got to get these numbers up and we've got to get them into the right range. And there's different ways of doing it. Okay, so not everyone's going to have the same nutrition prescription because we're all different. And you don't want them going into crazy range either. Now, for this person, this is incredibly rare, I'd say, because most of the people who come to see me, they do have some kind of thing going on. So sometimes I see this bright red, and sometimes I just see a few red markers popping up. But for this person, most certainly those pathogens on the front page are causing a lot of trouble. And you can see some of these, like they're tinkering, like they are quite, to the power of 8, which is what, 100 million. They're getting close. Pardon me. And there's no autoimmune triggering. Okay, so these are the ones that I see time and time again, as well as these ones for people who have autoimmune disease. They pop up really high. And so we do work to bring them down because they're autoimmune triggering and sustaining. Aha, look at this person. They've got candida. So candida is often not the cause of the issue. So in this person, it's probably a bit of a byproduct of what's going on, of that dysbiosis. So they're no doubt got, symptoms associated with that, if not thrush and all sorts of things going on. So we do some work on that. And then, importantly, this is where I usually start when I assess a report. I go straight to this section. I look to see what's their digestion capacity here. They're good. They can digest their fats. Their elastase is good. We don't know if this is a man or a woman, but if it's a woman, I would be asking about estrogen dominance, about periods, about PMS. It looks like they're struggling. So we'd be doing some work around there. The lining of the mucosal of the gut isn't too bad, but we would most certainly be doing some work there. And we need to take out gluten. This person's anti-gliadin is creeping up there. And also they've got leaky gut. If your zonulin's over 70, also, we do some work on that. So they definitely have leaky gut, so that needs to be addressed. Calprotectin, I will say, is creeping up there. So it is over 70, and I'd suggest that they speak to their GP or their family physician and do another stool test to assess that. So calprotectin is the white blood cell infiltration into the lining of the gut. And anything over 70 or so, I refer you back to your doctor. So we just want to double check that to see what's going on. I think it's mainly due to the pathogens. This person also would be talking to their doctor about these as well. So that's it. That's really what dysbiosis is. Dysbiosis is saying, okay, the good bugs are here. Do we have them all? Are they doing what we need to do? What's the balance with the resilience of our gut? Do we have that resiliency? Well, we do. We've got some quite good things going on in here for this person, but there are a few things which need some work. So their digestion is actually not too bad, but we need to address that leaky gut. We've got to really support them with their detox, and we've got to get rid of those pathogens. And I think the candida will sort itself out over this period as well. So that's it. That's dysbiosis. If you have any questions, reach out. I'll share a link to an article which talks more about symptoms of dysbiosis. One of the biggest ones I see is fatigue, significant fatigue. And I think it's largely because we're not absorbing our nutrients, but also the bugs in there create mycotoxins. And some of them are called lipopolysaccharides, and they're quite toxic to us, and they create ammonia and all these sorts of things that give us brain fog. If we've got leaky gut, that means those toxins are escaping into our bloodstream. So, that's a big one. The fatigue is huge. Anxiety and depression, obviously all the gut issues, the bloating, the constipation, the gas are really common. Skin conditions are really common. Eczema, psoriasis, acne, rosacea, They're huge. What else do I see? Joint pain. And again, like it's dysbiosis and leaky gut usually go hand in glove. And again, it's because those toxins are escaping into the bloodstream. That's really what's going on. So we take a phased approach depending on what's happening in your body as to how to fix it. They're the main ones. Headaches I often see as well. But definitely they are the big things. Hormonal fluctuations, like I said, PMS symptoms are really big as well. And it's often exacerbated for people with autoimmune conditions, Crohn's disease, celiac disease, ulcerative colitis, those kinds of things. All right, so that's it for now. If you want to learn more, just have a look at what I've shared below. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Bye for now.